Today, Baba tells us that you shouldn't become involved in anything too much. Yes, Baba says you shouldn't become involved in anything too much. What is too much? Please raise your hand if you want to answer. What is too much involvement? Because that is the question. Yes, please, McCormick brother, please unmute us.
Hello.
Anji.
Being involved with your emotions.
Yes, yes. Being involved with emotions. Yes, of course. Thank you. Yes. Anything else? Anybody else wants to speak? Okay. Triptiben, please. Anji.
Crossing the limits that has been designed.
So overstepping the maryadas or
Overstepping.
so that limit that Baba has set. Yes, Shwetaben.
But if something, if some task moves us away from Purusharth, if something is becoming a hurdle in doing Purusharth, then it is too much.
Okay, thank you. Om Shanti. Yes, Menkaben. Yes, please. Can you unmute? No. Yes, please. Thank you.
Trying to control the outcome of a situation or
Yes.
a circumstance
Yes.
to how we want it.
Yes. So doing your bit, but then again, trying to control the outcome. Okay. Thank you. So all correct answers. And Baba today tells us that when Baba has given us the Shrimad that we should live in the household, we are allowed to live in the household. We have been given the Shrimad to earn for the sustenance of the body. But Baba says when this earning, your business, the bodily relationships, or the work, or the body, it starts interfering in your yoga, that is too much. Yes, so I have to be as much involved that when I want to remember Baba, I'm able to detach completely. Yes, so Baba has given us a very golden rule that 8 hours of work, whatever you need to do for the body, 8 hours of rest, and 8 hours of remembrance. Yes, so Baba says that yes, sometimes our work can be such that it requires our full attention, and Baba has allowed us that. So maybe you are a doctor or a surgeon, and then you cannot, so of course you are in remembrance of Baba, but then you have to focus fully on the surgery while you're doing it. So Baba says, I have allowed you that. I have also allowed you to sleep, take rest. But apart from that, and 8 hours of sleep means 8 hours of rest means again, cooking, eating, everything is involved in that. So you will not be sleeping for 8 hours, but all the other stuff, whatever you need to do for the body, you do that. But then while we are at work or while we are in the family, our involvement should be as much that when you sit in remembrance of Baba, you are able to have, unbroken remembrance of Baba. That cord is unbroken. So no person, nothing interferes in that remembrance of Baba. And you see, when you do too much, so when you allow your intellect, your buddhi to soak into anything, yes, then it becomes tainted. So, when suppose, there is somebody who is not well physically, and you're taking care of them. So yes, that's your duty. You are, you're living with them. So if somebody is unwell, you will take care of them. But if you start thinking about them too much, if you start worrying about them, then when you sit in yoga, the thoughts of that person will enter your, will enter in that state of yoga. So you will not be able to remember Baba. There will be interference of the remembrance of that person who is not well. So Baba tells us that, this journey, this is a pilgrimage. So Baba names it the pilgrimage of remembrance. And do you know that mostly pilgrimages are, uphill. So whenever you go on a pilgrimage, it's always uphill and in the mountains or something. And then you have to be really careful. You have to really conserve your energy, be very careful, you have to be very measured and calculated. Otherwise, you cannot finish the pilgrimage. So Baba says this is also a pilgrimage. And Baba is telling us to have this pilgrimage of remembrance, which is very easy because the soul has to remember the Father. But the challenge is that we have to do so while continuing with our work, while being in the world. And then when you live in the world, when you do work, then you have to involve your intellect and mind in it. But you have to involve it only as much that when you want to detach, you can. Yes, it shouldn't be that, I will also talk about, even when you're sleeping, sometimes, you are so involved in what you're doing all day that when you're sleeping, it is manifesting as dreams and you are not getting proper sleep. So a yogi has to do everything in such a measured way that when you are going to for rest, you are able to take rest. It is deep sleep. When you want to do yoga, you are able to fully concentrate in remembrance of Baba. And when you're working, you are able to have a balance between karma and yoga. Because when you have that 8 hours of, full attention in Baba's remembrance, then even while you're working, you will be able to have balance of that work and yoga. So Baba tells us that this is very important for we children who are on the pilgrimage of remembrance. And whenever, whenever our job or work or money or property or people, they are coming in the way of my remembrance, that means you're doing too much. Your involvement is too much. And then you have to use the power of knowledge and come to the essence and stop yourself from, you have to again pull yourself above that, pull yourself above that attachment. And Baba says that, it is body consciousness and vices that make you worry, that make you involve too much. Yes, so you have to always keep coming back to the essence that these are not my family, my this, my that. These are just co-actors. And I have, I have to settle karmic accounts with them, but I do not have to take their, I do not have to think that I'm responsible for their destiny. Yes, so do you understand that? Do you understand that it is your duty, it is your karmic settlement to cooperate with everybody, be there, do the needful. But it is not your duty to be responsible for their actions or for their feelings or for whatever, they are choosing as part of their destiny. So you are not the creator of anybody's destiny. You are just, you just have to play your role, whatever is needed there. For example, don't feel responsible for restoring somebody to health if they are not well. That's not your duty. Your duty is to just give them the support they need, but let drama play out and let that person's destiny play out the way it is supposed to be. But when you start overstepping, then it becomes a form of worry. And because you worry, so there's a very thin line between taking care and worrying. So taking care is a very physical act, and worrying is mental. Yes, so you don't have to worry, you just have to take care. Yes, you don't have to become egoistic about anything. You just have to fulfill your responsibilities. When you become egoistic, what is the sign? So you are trying to see what you are getting in return of what you did. Yes, but your job is to just do the needful. Your job is not to seek any return. So this ego, this greed, this attachment, this is what too much is about. And Baba says that, so Baba says that our ultimate aim is to leave the body in Baba's remembrance. Yes, that is why we are studying. Do you know that? Yes, so so when we leave the body, we have to be in Baba's remembrance. And you cannot control who you will remember when you leave the body, because by default, you will remember the one you have remembered the most all your life. That is the law. So Baba says, if you have remembered work and business and people, and so they will be the ones you will finally remember, and that will ruin your fortune. So all this effort that you're making will just go to waste. And there's a very little funny story about this, and I have related it many times. So there was this person, and in India, there's a system that you just practice saying Ram, 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 yes. So, or you keep remembering God. And then this person was also, so he was a businessman. He had 4 sons, and he knew that I should remember God in the end moment. So what he did is he named 4 sons after 4 deities. So of course, in religion, you don't make a distinction between God and deities. So he said, one is Narayan, another one is Vishnu, another one is Ram, another one is Krishna. So then he said, okay, in the final moments, at least, I will remember one of my kids. So when I call out to them, I will take God's name. So at least that may ensure my final destination. So when the end moment came, so because he was too attached to his business, so he called all of them. So he said, Ram come, Krishna come, everybody come. And they all came. And then he said, you all are here, and is the shop open and empty? Nobody's there to look after it. And then he just left the body. And then you see, so he made so much of preparation, but whatever is in your heart will emerge. So if you are too attached to your business, at the end time, you will only remember that. So Baba says that you have to fill yourself with so much of remembrance of Baba that in the end, you remember Baba. And Baba today gives us the example of sannyasis who leave their bodies in the remembrance of the supreme abode. So the sannyasis in the sannyas marg, in the path of renunciation, they believe that the Brahma or the world of light is God. And they always keep remembering that sweet home. Although they don't know this is home, they just, they have had visions of that world of peace, and they have that their yoga with that world of peace. And that is why they are called Brahma yogis. So they have yoga they remember the world of light. And because the world of light is a world of peace, so when they leave their bodies, they are in remembrance of the sweet home. And then, everything around them becomes very still and silent. So that atmosphere changes. Baba says it is Baba's experience that you can feel that they left their body in Baba's remembrance, in not Baba, sorry, Baba's not in the remembrance of the home. So that you can feel through the atmosphere. And you see, when Brahma Baba left his body, so there was a certain period of time between that body being, being respectfully, done the final rites and everything, and between he leaving the body. So during that time, usually, bodies, they start decaying, and when somebody dies, the face is very different. But with Brahma Baba, the face was, very lit up even after the soul had left the body. And the atmosphere was also very powerful. So you just think about that time when, all the children, we are children, and children are dependent on parents. And every child was so attached to Brahma Baba. And still, everybody could cross that stage of grief, that stage of loss, and come back to that awareness that now I'm responsible, and I have to not just keep grieving my loss, but I have to take the responsibility of moving the task forward. And just think about Gulzar Dadiji offering bhog after that, and in being in Baba's remembrance. So, of course, Brahma Baba's, even when Brahma Baba left the body, he must have created such a powerful atmosphere, and, even his face did service after that. So, Baba says that, you have to make that effort so that when you leave the body, then even that will serve, that will also create an atmosphere. And Baba says that the way you leave your body will also decide your fortune forward. So Baba says, if you in the end time remember people and things and work, then you will ruin everything. Baba uses the word ruin. And if you just remember Baba, you will find the prosperity of heaven. So Baba says, make this effort. Don't go into too much of anything. And a very good way to, to not go into too much of anything is to just remember that everything around here is perishable. It is going to finish. Yes. So, I have this practice. I always keep reminding myself that whatever good or bad is happening, it will be over. So, even when something very good happens, or, then I say, this is also going to pass. And then if something very bad happens also, I say, this is going to pass. And this has made me very, centered. I have felt that I don't feel too much of anything. I don't feel too happy when things go my way. I don't feel too sorrowful when things don't go my way. Because I have always kept reminding myself, I at least remind myself 20 to 25 times every day that this is temporary. This is going to pass. So, even if somebody defames, so this is temporary. I'm not going to take my defamation to Satyug. Or if somebody praises, then also I'm not going to take it to Satyug. This is going to just end here. All these things, do you understand that the labels, the titles, the things, the possessions, the praise, the defamation, everything is going to just be here. the people, that the ones you are playing your part with, they are not going to go with you. They will just be here. And Baba today says that many are concerned that, our children will eat the fruit of, whatever accumulated money we leave for them. But Baba says nobody's going to stay. So nobody is going to take the benefit of that. So keep reminding yourself that everything that you see with these two eyes is going to finish, or everything that you hear, everything that's there in this world is going to finish. So, yes, when something is in front of you, you have to deal with it, but don't feel it, because it is temporary. So how much will you feel? Every second there's something new to feel. So why feel so much? Just deal and just let go. So don't feel anything. If there is a loss, also deal with it. So there is, yes, you have to deal with the loss. If there is a loss, you have to make payments, you have to do something, deal with it, but don't feel it. So, and Baba always says that use your third eye. So Baba has given us the third eye, and the third eye can see the past, present, and future. So Baba says that you have the knowledge that in some time to come, whatever you are seeing in whatever form, that form is going to change. Yes, so Baba says this is a graveyard. Yes, and all those people that you're so concerned about, they are all going to die. And this body also that you are so concerned about, this is going to die. So why become so concerned about anything? Just while it is there, you don't have to neglect it, but then know that there is no need for any attachment. And then Baba today says that, when you become body conscious, then what happens is, your balance is upset. You cannot remember Baba when you want to remember Baba. And you also get affected by whatever is happening in and around you. And Baba gives two examples, which is also my experience. I have seen in the Brahmin family these two things happening. First is when business people or anybody, they go bankrupt. Yes, and second is when illness comes in the body. Then, because there is body consciousness, it starts affecting you. And sometimes, when I remember there was this one brother, and when he came to Gyan, he had a lot of prosperity. So he saw very good phases in his business also. And then 3 to 3.5 years later, his business took a hit. And then when that happened, so somebody just told him randomly that, because you are in Gyan, so this is happening. So you left Bhakti. So in Bhakti, the deities were blessing you. And then here you have become an atheist because people don't understand what you're doing. So he said, you've become an atheist and you are not going to temples, you're not worshipping. So this has happened with you. And seriously, that brother took that advice and he stopped coming to class. And then, so Baba says that, when you're body conscious, that body consciousness will affect your buddhi, and you will not be able to discern. You will not be able to understand that all these are scenes of drama. And then maybe some years later, he didn't pick the phone. He just, severed all contacts. And then some years later, I met him. And then I asked him, so what was the reason? Then he said, this happened. And then I told him, but when you came to Gyan, so much, there was so much prosperity in your business. And then still you thought that, because of Baba. So then he said, Didi, after that also I saw 4 phases, of loss, gain. But I don't know, just that practice was stopped. And now I realize it was Maya, but I don't know, I don't have the courage to start all over again. And then I said, okay, we will do yoga for you and give you support, and you also take a step of courage and try to come. So sometimes he comes now. So Baba says, this is how Maya will trick you if you're body conscious, if you're too concerned about something. Don't be concerned about anything. Just be concerned about creating your fortune now. Take care of everything. Don't be concerned about anything. Don't be concerned don't be so concerned that it puts you into doubt. It makes you, forget Baba, because the moment you forget Baba, you start losing power, and then your intellect will not make good decisions. And another thing Baba says is when there is illness. So there are some who get very upset when they are ill. But Baba gives a very good yukti today. Baba says it is very good to settle your karmic accounts with illness rather than by receiving punishment from Dharamraj. So Baba says if you don't settle your karmic accounts like this, then in the final time you will have to receive punishment, and that is worse. So Baba says whenever you are going through illnesses, be happy, instead of looking at it like some sad thing that's happened. Be very happy that you are settling your karmic accounts through illness. And just see whether it's Janki Dadi ji or Brahma Baba, so all through their life they kept coughing. And but there was and in the Murli also sometimes Shiv Baba will say the chariot is coughing, and the chariot is unwell. So, and there are so many other physical illnesses that they crossed. And Baba says that just know that these are not bad events. It's very good that you're settling it in this way. So don't get caught up, don't get too concerned about the body. Nobody is going to leave from here alive. Yes, we are all going to leave the body, right? So why be so concerned that you leave Baba in the in the trap of the body, or too much concern about the body and you leave Baba, and the body you will have to leave anyway. So why be so concerned? So Baba today says don't get too much involved, and you need very fine intellect to discern that this person, this thing, or this engagement is too much involvement. And then you need to remind yourself that this is temporary, and what is my aim? So again, go back to the essence. Who am I? Who do I belong to? What is my purpose? And just keep keep pulling yourself upwards from those pulls of vices. Use the power of knowledge, use Baba's love, use Baba's powers. Just sit in Baba's remembrance and pull yourself above those pulls of vices again and again. Because yes, of course, 63 births of sanskars, there's a lot of attachment to people, places, things, everything. So this is also something. And then Baba says, there is one action that completely destroys our fortune, spoils our fortune, and that is the habit of sulking. So do you know sulking? So just getting upset, and getting upset with people is a habit that many people have. So sulking. And what is the root of sulking? Arrogance. Yes, so there was one brother, and he was telling me that I'm very upset with my parents. So I said, why are you so upset with your parents? So he said that, we are 4 brothers, and nobody took care of them. I took care of them. So, I did everything. I took care of their, well-being. I built a house for them. I took care of the finances, the medical requirements, everything. And still they love the 3 other more than me. So I said, you are not upset because they love them. You are upset because you have this sense of, I did this, I did this, I did this. So, you feel very entitled to complain. So ego makes you entitled to be upset. Ego makes you feel that, because you did so much, you have the right to be upset or right to complain. And Baba says that, look at Baba. Baba does so much. And Baba never says, I have the right to be upset with you because you are not doing your bit. So Baba just does everything and forgets it. So Baba never gets upset with us. Just think about, the amount of investment Baba makes on us. If I made that kind of investment on somebody, so we would be so upset, but and that person is not budging even a bit. So every day so much of murli and love and everything, and then this person is again sleeping at Amrit Vela. So Baba, if Baba had the habit of sulking, Baba would sulk so much and sulk for everybody. But Baba says, just look at me, I am egoless. I don't think, I did this, so I'm never upset because I did what I should have done. And so you are doing what you should have done, and that's okay. I accept you as you are. So Baba says, similarly, we cannot afford to have this habit of sulking. Now you must understand one thing, habits are very tricky. If you have a habit, that habit will also manifest in alaukic life. If you have a habit in the old world, that habit will betray you in this spiritual path. Yes, sometimes we think that, we are two different persons and one part of me is Brahmin and another part is Lokik, and I'm this person in the Lokik world, but I'm a very good Brahmin. But no. Whatever is your sanskar, if you have a habit, sooner or later, that habit will show itself in the spiritual path and in the Brahmin family and with Baba also. If you have a habit of swearing, using swear words, you will swear at Baba also one day. Note this. This is the law. So never take your habits not seriously. So if you have a habit, remove that. Develop the attitude. Look at the root. What is the root of that habit? Just dig it out from the root and finish it. Do that tapasya, that habit doesn't stay. It's not like, I'm just upset with other people, but I'll never be upset with Baba. No, you will do the same thing with the Nimit teacher also and with Baba also. Yes, so that is why Baba says, don't have this habit of sulking and complaining. And the root is body consciousness. So, today you are thinking, I did this much for my child and my parent and my sibling, and tomorrow you will think, I did so much for Baba. I did so much for the yajna. I was the one running around. I was the one doing everything. So these things will again destroy your fortune. So Baba says, be wary of this habit of sulking. So there are many points in the Murli today, very beautiful points, and go through them, many points. At least, if I had time, I would do points, Manthan on 10 points today. There are very deep points in the Murli today. But go through them, think about that, churn in your own buddhi about those points, and just hold that essence and make your day nice and life nice. Okay. So anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So from today's Murli, Baba helped me to know that yesterday I was sulking. After 50 years, almost 49 to 50 years.
Oh.
And thanks very much to Baba and you, Didi, to get me explain this. And any other time, if I will go in that mode, then that Gyan Ratna will emerge into my knowledge.
Correct.
And I will understand that I will not keep attention for it. But I will understand that this is body conscious. I have to again practice soul consciousness.
Correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yesterday there was one brother, and so when he was in the 5th standard, he used to come to the center, okay, with his parents. So, and now he has come to revise the course. So later he just stopped and now he's going to college. So he came to revise the course. And yesterday he was telling me something very nice. So I said, what do you feel about Baba? So, because you've been with Baba for so long, off and on, but yes, you know Baba. So he said, I feel that, the Murli is very amazing, that one little Murli and it answers everybody's question. And it makes everybody come into attention. And it just points out to everybody what they need to do. And we are all so different, but one Murli does this for everybody. And he said, that's the amazing thing about the Murli. And I just loved that. And I said, so that means you have understood the crux of whatever we are teaching you in the course. So he said, and I love the Murli. And he said, my parents, they used to force me to read the Murli. So I just didn't read the Murli after that. But sometimes I would just read the Murli on the sly, I wouldn't tell them, but I would read the Murli because I understood that, my answers will be there in the Murli. So this was very beautiful by that brother. And the sister also shared that, Baba always points out whatever weakness is in us or whatever we need to change. Okay, anybody else wants to share anything? Om Shanti.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Pilgrimage, when you go on a pilgrimage, it's usually uphill. So whenever we are climbing uphill, it is toll taking and it consumes a lot of your energy. So whenever we are climbing uphill, we need to conserve our energy. The same way Baba says, your pilgrimage is of remembrance. So doing you're just permitted to do whatever you have to do, but then that should not consume your energy.
Correct.
It should not become an obstruction in my way of connecting with Baba.
Yes. Otherwise, that journey will become very tiring, and you cannot do anything which is tiring for a long time. Yes. So very nice. Thank you for revising that point. Om Shanti.